of the co-owners of the BFI, joins us right now, Daren Peterson, to get us all up to date on what has taken place these couple of weeks. Daren, not only welcome to the show and thanks for joining us, but I got to ask you this, a couple of weeks away from go time, how's things coming together for y'all?
You know what? This is an exciting time. There's a lot of fun stuff going on. We've been busy. Processing the pre-entries. In the next couple of days, we release the draw for the Feist, which is always a big deal on social media, and everything's just been good. It's been fun, but it's hectic.
Sounds like it, but all exciting for sure. You've made some changes as we get ready to launch into BFI week this year. What can fans expect to see that's different this year?
We moved the all-girl roping back to the beginning, so we will start with the girls, and then we'll go to the junior ropings, and then after that, it pretty much follows the same path as what we had last year. It's just it just gets bigger and better every year, so it's just the excitement of the whole week.
Daren, for folks, team roping enthusiasts that may be watching this and may not be quite familiar with BFI week, we need them to understand, I mean, okay, the big roping, the Feist, those entries are closed, but as far as all the other numbered ropings, I mean, you can get your entries in and that's still available to rope in, correct?
Right, and you can always enter on. It's just that late fee that you have to pay. But up until the 15th of this month, you can still email your entries in. You can go to the BFIweek.com website. You can download the entry forms or fill them out right there, and then email them into entries at BFI Week with your credit card information on there, and they'll get them processed, and you'll be all set.
You know, you went from 1.6 million just 4 years ago to 4.35 last year, 153% increase in ropers. Daren, you have to be more than proud of the growth of this event.
This is it's a great location. It's fun to be there. The ropers obviously like it. And, we'd be, I don't think we'd be saying anything that's out of line if we don't expect to get to the $5 million mark this year in payout. And that's just the money. That doesn't include the awards.
Daren, it's the 48th edition of the Bob Feist Roping, and I want to know this from you as the co-owner, as the producer of the roping itself. There's a fine line there of taking care of tradition that's been around for now 48 years, but then also here we are in 2025 trying to keep everybody happy with all the new things going on in the world of team roping and, of course, everything else that you've got going on there. But how do you balance that, the history, the tradition of such a great roping that's been around all these years, but then also trying to keep it true to the 2025 year?
Well, that's the one thing about the Feist is it's a tough setup. It's tough conditions. You get one partner. And so you look at all that these other opens have gone where you get to enter multiple times, but it's just the history and the tradition stand on its own, and that's what makes the Feist unique. I don't know of anybody else that does the enter once format and bring your best partner you've got.
You know, with the tradition and the history behind this spectacular event, I mean, other than the obvious as well of the money that's offered, what is it that the BFI offers that you think that keeps people not only entering, but sitting in those stands and watching?
I mean, like I said, that's a lot of the contestants, if you talk to them, you talk to some of the past winners, it's equivalent of the Masters on what they have on the golf side of things. I mean, like I said, it's a tough conditions. It's a tough setup. There's nothing easy. It's a long, hard day on everybody. That's from the contestants to our staff and the fans. Fortunately, the fans like to sit there and watch team roping. They're two true team roping fans that want to sit there and watch that all day.
Daren, you along with your wife Cammie and of course co-owner Corky Ullman at the helm of all of this, but I want to give you an opportunity here because I know there is a whole team of people behind you that help put on this huge week at the Lazy Arena. I mean, obviously we throw in the all-girl roping, all the numbered ropings, but you've got a staff behind you, whether it be from secretaries to the guys bringing the cattle in. There's a lot that has to come together for this great week of team roping.
Well, and I think we've got some of the best between the announcers, with Farron Lucero, with Drew Stewart, with Reed Flake. You've got Vicky Munoz in the office and Kelsey. And then, of course, this thing couldn't be done without Raul Vega and the shoot crew from Arizona that's been with me now for going on 15 years. and it takes the whole staff. And the flaggers, we've got a great Philip still comes back and does the BFI. Chase Masson, Gilbrook Bearden do the numbered ropens. We got Riley Reekin in the outside arena because we went to 2 arenas this year. So we've got Riley in the outside arena taking care of basically that arena on his own. So it's the whole clan. And then of course my wife Cammie's got a whole set of ladies that work for her, from the merchandise to the contestant check-in. I mean, it just goes on and on.
There's a lot of stuff happening inside of the arenas that you guys are using there at the fabulous Lazy E Arena, but there's also a lot of stuff happening outside of the arena as well. What can fans be a part of there during BFI week?
Well, the 28th, which is Friday, we've got the Calcutta and the Cowboy dinner at the Hilton Garden Inn there in Edmond, and it's free to come and eat dinner and come and see everybody. And then the Calcutta is a pretty big deal. Those guys, we get a lot of play. A lot of those guys like to participate, and that keeps them also interested in the roping when they own those guys in the go rounds or the average. And then of course we've got Sunday morning. You've got the church service with Trey Johnson. You've got breakfast that'll be served that morning, which is free for the contestants, for everybody going to church. And then you've got the cornhole tournament that takes place. You've got the goat roping for the kids that's going on, the junior dummy roping that takes place for the kids. So we've got a whole group of things that are going on for everybody.
Definitely a great week there at the Lazy E for BFI week. Daren, real quick, before we let you go, I know we're getting ready for the BFI here in just a couple weeks, but there's a roping coming up later on this fall that I've got to get you to touch on just a moment. Last year was the first annual of the Kojo Roping last fall. It's coming back this year. Tell us all about it right quick before I let you go.
So we're back with the trucks and the trailers, just like we gave away last year. It'll be October 6th through the 12th. And unlike last year, where we had 2 numbered ropings and the open roping, now we've got more added numbered ropings in there. We've got the junior ropings added in there, the all-girls stuff. So we're gonna make almost an entire week out of that right there in Belton, Texas, again in October.
Y'all keep watching for that for sure. More updates to come on the Kojo Roping as it gets closer this fall. Daren, thanks for joining us here on Western Sports Roundup, and good luck with BFI week just a couple of weeks away.
Thank you guys for having us.
Yes.